Keep it juicy, juicy. I eat that lunch. She keep that booty, booty. She keep that plump. That natural beauty, beauty. Yeah, yeah. If you could see it from the front, wait till you see it from the back. Yeah, back, back, back. Till you see it back, back, yeah. Back, back, back. Till you see it from the back. Yeah, back, back, back. Till you see it from the back. If you could see it from the front.
Okay guys, welcome back to today's video. Today's video is all about hair. So in the month of November, I tried to do multiple 3-in-1s. I'll put them in the cards where I did like 3-in-1 get ready with me, date nights, etc. And like just all throughout my year on YouTube, I've noticed that, I'm gonna be honest, my hair is not laid and slayed like I always want it to be. And that's a problem for me. That is a problem because I want my hair to look great. So today's video is all about how you can make cheap bundles look more expensive. So these bundles are primarily going to focus on human hair or virgin hair or raw hair, but usually raw hair isn't cheap, so it's usually just human hair or virgin hair that we are focusing on, like in this video. So I'm going to give you guys some tips on how to make your bundles look more expensive. Let's get right into it. So first, let me give credit to where credit is due. I am a watcher of Peak Mill Sylviology. There's a girl named Andrea. She makes good videos about like secret tips on how to, like celeb tips on how to make your bundles look like celebrities. I'll link all their channels down below, but they have some phenomenal tips on how to make your bundles look more expensive. So let's get into tip numero one. Number one, go to a stylist or salon. So I've had cheap bundles before in the past, and I was like, I'm going to make the investment. I'm going to go to a salon, a stylist off StyleC that I found off Instagram, and I was recommended by a friend. So I took my bundles, spent about $300 on the bundles, took them to her, and I was like, can you please make me a wig? This is the design I want. Like the styles, I sent her pictures and stuff, and she got me the wig back in a timely fashion. And the service was like $340 plus tip, and so the service cost as much as the wig. The construction for the most part was a B plus. I had some loose threads in my wig, and also like the knots weren't bleached in my opinion. I didn't feel like they were bleached. I was looking at them and I was like, I see some knots right here. But I, support small businesses, and I should have been a bit more vocal while I was there. So I just know that stylists can make or break how your bundles look and how your hair looks. So find a good stylist and they will help you out making your hair look better. Ashley Devana, I will also link her down below. It's like, if you don't know, go and outsource that service. She always goes to a local stylist in her area to get her hair done, and it looks great. So number two, and I'm gonna insert some clips hopefully if I can of this one. Number two would be dye your bundles. Yes, girls, yes. Let me give you guys some heads up on what color I use for these bundles right here. So this is not a 1B. 1B, it's like usually the natural hair color that they give you, but the thing is there's all these like brassy blonde streaks or like a red streak or piece of thread in the bundle, so it makes your hair look cheaper because the color isn't all the same. So like this unit, I dyed it L'Oreal Hypercolor Black. This is like black Onyx right here. It's called It's called Black Onyx H21. So this is the color I dyed my hair, but ran into a few hiccups. I dyed my hair, and honestly, y'all, it was so black I looked like a witch. So I had to go online and look about how to strip your hair. So I had to do the vitamin C and clarifying shampoo or Head and Shoulders method. So I stripped it one time just to tone it down a little bit because it just, with my skin tone, it didn't match. So dye your bundles because the natural bundles can sometimes make your hair look cheap. And if you dye it like in a natural color, like a natural brown, a natural red, a natural blonde, it's going to give the hair a more uniform look, which is going to make it look more expensive. If you dye it like a eclectic color, you know, a lavender, a blue, those are fun colors, but for this we're going for like natural colors and natural looks, just FYI. So the next tip is number 3. Trim those ends. You don't want any straggly ends on your hair. A lot of YouTubers do this, so don't do this. A lot of YouTubers who get scent hair will take 22 inches and chop it into a 12-inch bob. You don't need to do that. When you're going over the lengths of like, maybe I would say like 16-inch, sometimes the bundles can get super thin and sometimes the ends can get super straggly. So you just want to cut it and give it maybe like a blunt cut to make it look fuller. And also if some of your hair is old and your ends are kind of fried, chop those off to give it like a fresh, elevated look. Number 4. Now this one is debatable, so discuss down below in the comments section. I found that sometimes, like usually I'm washing my hair with something cheap. Like I'll take the swab and I'll wash my hair with the swab. But I found actually if I use, I won't say like higher end products, but like my hair lasts longer if I use something like this herbal essence as opposed to the swab. Also in regards to using like higher end or nicer products, because honestly this swab I think is like $2 and this is maybe like $3.50, so it's not significantly different, but there's a lot more in this than there is in this. I'm just wondering like what is the value of using like maybe potentially nicer products, nicer drugstore products on your bundles? Does it make it last longer? Other products I like are these this is like the Cheese Silk Infusion by Sally's brand. And then also this one I got from Sophiology. It's the Garnier Fruit Tea Sleek and Shine Anti-Frizz Serum. So watch those flyaways because like I was mentioning, when I use cheaper products, I felt like my hair didn't last as long. It was slightly frizzier, but when I use, maybe it was the moisturizing products, I don't know. Let me know what there's some good weave and wig shampoos down below in the comments. And is it true? Nicer products make your hair last longer? The Glam Twins, they've mentioned nicer products on their channel and they said it made their hair last longer, but this is like their natural hair, so I don't know. I don't know. I'm here learning just like you. So number 5, watch that hairline. The hairline can really affect whether or not your hair looks cheap or expensive. Watch out for the baby hairs, watch out for the part, you know, you want to have a good part. And also watch out for like your sideburns can also make your hair look like less polished, which will in turn make it look cheaper. Or so just watch out for the hairline. That's a huge thing. And like you don't want your wig to be lifting. Like last week I was watching Married to Medicine and Quad's hairline was lifting, and it's like because she had a frontal, and that's, you know, y'all, frontals are tricky. We just have to be honest. Frontals are tricky. Like it's not every day, and then when it's hot with the frontal and the wig and the glue, y'all are better than me. And then I see y'all out, y'all be looking real good, real good. So the next thing is number 6, watch for the volume. Volume is something that makes things really detectable on it not being expensive. I personally would rather go shorter and fuller than longer and thinner. Like there's no point of having 26, like 3 bundles of 26 inches and it just be like this much hair. You know, I'm a down south girl. With the bigger the bundles, the badder the girl. So I like a lot of hair. But it's better to go fuller than thinner because you can always thin it out if it's too full. There are some textures that are going to give you more fullness than others. A yucky, a curly, a coarse texture as opposed to like a straight texture. So just watch for the fullness, because that sometimes, the fullness, the density, kind of synonymous. That will sometimes give away of like cheap bundle alert. Here's the thing though, with fullness, sometimes when you buy wigs and they're thin, to potentially consider adding a bundle or weft or two into that wig. If you buy a wig and you're like, oh, this is too thin for my liking. It's happened to me before. Or you can make that wig. Some people do gym wigs, some people do errand wigs, so it's up to you. The next thing I have is do a silicone bath to restore your bundles. Hopefully I can insert a picture of like a silicone mix that people use. They often like do it and mix it like with some hot or warm water and put their bundles in and let the bundles sit and your wig sit and just kind of restore and take care of old bundles to bring them back to life. There are so many videos on YouTube on how to get your wigs, give them, give Stella her groove back, with your bundles. So look them up, restore your wigs. And then number 8, and the final tip for today. Retire the bundles, retire the wig, retire the unit that's old. Y'all, out with the old, in with the new. And like, I don't know what type of recycling or sustainable way there is to have wigs and weaves and such. But if it's old and it's no longer serving you, get rid of it and don't be tempted to use it again. Something you could do if you want to experiment, you could test out color on old units or different cuts, just to see, because it's kind of like playing with a Barbie doll and like Barbie hair. So just, when it's time to let it go, let it go. Does this hair, does it spark joy? Does it make you feel like baddie? Do you put it on and feel like you're leveling up? Do you put it on, do you feel sexy? Do you feel like your best self? Do you feel like the best version of yourself? And if you don't, then let it go. Let it go. At the same time, I really implore you, a lot of YouTubers and influencers get sent hair bundles. Don't try to keep up with people. If you have a budget, use what you can afford. And if you have, this whole video is about making your bundles look more expensive, to make them last longer, to make you feel more confident when you wear them out. And that's everything for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. If I got anything wrong, let me know down below in the comments. I am by no means an expert. You can look on my channel. I have had elevated moments. I have had flaps come out. I am not an expert in this, but I'm ready to learn and willing to soak up any knowledge you have to share. One of my beauty resolutions for 2020 is to learn how to lay and slave my hair and make myself feel beautiful in all aspects of my life, inside and out. So yes, thank you for watching today's video. And this is not sponsored by anybody. I bought these bundles on my own, but I can give you guys the details if you want of what kind of hair I have on right now. Yeah, thanks.
Keep it juicy, juicy. I eat that lunch. She keep that booty, booty. She keep that plump. That natural beauty. Yeah. If you could see it from the front till you see it from the back, back. Till you see it back, yeah, back.